Okay, let's see. So 3 points plus 4 equals 7. The calculators are out. It is a win or bust situation for Manchester United, but it's not just about them. We win as we hope that a good result favors us in the other game between Copenhagen and Galatasaray. Welcome to the hotspot. My name is Webb, and here I am to break down to you all the permutations we need to understand as we do get into this final group game against Bayern Munich at Old Trafford, as we do hope we can make it out of the group. To be honest, as I do pull out my calculator, I'm not so excited about the Champions League. If anything, I'm one of those who think strategically United should give up on the Champions League and concentrate on the Premier League. This season, no one will be saying sack Ten Hag because we did not make it out of the group of the Champions League. I think if there is one competition that can get Eric Ten Hag sacked, it's not the Champions League. It is not the Champions League, to be honest. So for me, it's already what was done was already done. I don't even think understand why Ten Hag thinks of rotating players, maybe to keep his pride in Europe, maybe because he sees this is if to him it could be an easier competition for United to do something than the Premier League. But the smart decision for me by United, and unfortunately, because there is no structure above Ten Hag, there is no one to sit with Ten Hag and tell him this is the direction we are taking. Just surrender the Champions League and focus on the Premier League because Ten Hag is a one-man army. Yes, there is no structure around him. He's there doing everything he wants. And we'll talk about him maybe more. But let's get into the game proper because as supporters, we never want to see our team losing. And of course, for Eric Ten Hag now, a loss would not be exactly the worst thing in terms of because we would not be making it out of the group. It would be the worst thing because we would be losing another game at Old Trafford. Remember, since Sir Alex Ferguson, left, the five managers who have replaced him, that is David Moyes, Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and now Eric Ten Hag, have lost already the 36 games he lost in his entire career as a Manchester United manager. He lost 36 times at Old Trafford. That is in over 400, nearly 500 games. Already, Eric Ten Hag and co. Eric Ten Hag and these past managers that came after him have already lost as many games now. That shows you how easy it is for teams to win at Old Trafford now, and they know it. So, what exactly is going to happen with this Bayern, who beat us convincingly by 4 goals to 3? Never mind us scoring some goals at the Allianz Arena. For me, it was a very one-sided game. I think Bayern really dominated us. Now, what is going to happen? Remember, they are a wounded lion. They have just lost their first game in the Bundesliga, beaten by Frankfurt by 5 goals to 1. And after that game, I saw a meme flying around. I'm not sure how true it was that Thomas Muller said their next opponent would be paying for the pain they endured in Frankfurt. Well, United really knows a thing or two about pain. I think we've endured enough pain, really. And I mean, the epitome of it was that loss at home to Bournemouth. So for Eric Ten Hag, it's pride, keep the fortress, try to get it back. But how motivated will these players be to put on the fight after what Eric Ten Hag spoke about them following that loss to Bournemouth? Ten Hag goes in the media and says United does not have the quality to be consistent. The players we have do not have the quality to be consistent. That's according to the boss. Now, if you are the player, would you be so happy about that? Mm, tell me. Well, but let's get to the early team news because it is out. The game will be on Tuesday at 11 p.m. in most parts of the world. Of course, depending on where you are, where I am, it will be 11 p.m. And it's an important game, like I said, because of the pride we want to keep at or try to restore, not even protecting or keeping, but just trying to restore a bit of pride at Old Trafford. If you lose against Bournemouth and you beat Bayern by the same number of goals, well, people will forget about the Bournemouth loss maybe for a minute. And the surprising thing is United has been this. We've been delusional in our look. We lose one, win two, we lose, and that's why we are not so badly off on the table, even if our performances are bad. The results have been a bit funny because even when we play our worst football, at times we are winning by a goal to nil. We are nicking it somehow. Now, against Bayern, you won't just nick it, but we're a funny team. We beat Chelsea and lost to Bournemouth at home. So you can imagine we can beat Bayern, and if we beat Bayern, then we should go down on our knees and pray. These are the permutations. Bayern has already qualified. They have got 13 points to their credit. Galatasaray and Copenhagen are tied at 5. They are the second and third place teams. They are facing each other. And of course, United is fourth in with 4 points. Now, if the two teams draw, then United beats Bayern, we will make it out of the group with Bayern. And the nature of football is so funny, so mischievous that actually it could just give us a beautiful story. A late minute goal scored by maybe the most unwanted player now, Rashford, and United somehow salvages it. And then the other game against FC Copenhagen in the dying minutes of the game, FC Copenhagen, who have been trading to 2 goals from Wilfred Zaha, get two magical goals in the final 5 minutes, and it ends in a draw. And boom, Man United and Bayern are out of the group. That would be the dream come true. These are dreams, guys. It's okay to dream. It's a new week, man. You rested enough. Dream on, guys, dream on. But in terms of the team news, Rashford is back, and remember he was suspended because of red card from the last game against Galatasaray. He didn't play. I thought we looked good. We always look better without him or with him on the bench. But will he now be coming back and again earning the trust of his boss, who trusts him a lot, that he will return to his top ways? At least in Europe, he has assisted twice for Hoyland, and you think he's a bit better in Europe, so it's not so painful watching Rashford play in the Champions League. But that's where we are. So the situation for United is you win or bust. We are facing a wounded lion, beaten by 5-1 by Frankfurt. Certainly, Bayern will come out guns blazing. They have got the current top scorer in the Bundesliga in Harry Kane, a player who many feel should have been at United, hadn't it been for two things: United's lack of decision and focus on who exactly they wanted to buy, or because of Daniel Levy, who Sir Alex Ferguson said dealing with him is more painful than a rib surgery, a hip surgery. That's according to Sir Alex Ferguson. So, guys, Harry Kane up against Harry Maguire. Well, I think it could be a decent match. Or Harry Kane up against Luke Shaw. Okay, the two England guys. Interesting stuff. What exactly would happen? Well, United can surprise, guys. We've been delusional in our outlook. We win this one and lose the other, and then we are somehow decent among the top 8 on the pile in the Premier League. We've been there confusing the Champions League. We are beaten by Bayern. We are too bad, but the result made us look a bit decent. 4-3 it was. I remember Casemiro scoring important goals in that one. By the way, Casemiro is back training on grass, so very soon he could be training with the rest of the team, and I'll tell you why his return could mark, I think, a big change in our fate as Manchester United. But going proper back to this game, my honest prediction is it's going to be a difficult game for United. I can't advise you to bet anything. If you're a guy who loves to go and play some, stakes, if you're a punter, I wouldn't advise you to go anywhere close to a United game. Don't bet against United. Don't bet in favor of United. This is the most unpredictable team in the world right now. The safe thing for you is to just sit back, get your calculator, and wait. Hope that United will win, get 7 points, and then hope that FC Copenhagen and Galatasaray will not have a winner. They will share spoils, and that way United will march on from the group stages. But if we march on from there, and then what? Then we do what? Honestly, for me, if Eric Ten Hag had a good structure around him, if we had a director of football who knew what they were doing, they would be calling him now and they would be saying strategically that yes, guys, what has been done has been done. Let's forget about the Champions League. Let's focus on the Premier League and returning to the Champions League next season. Because if we focus so much on the Champions League, we'll lose, and already it seems we are losing a top 4 spot in the Premier League. And when we lose that, it means the other only way we can qualify for the Champions League is if we win the Europa, because obviously we are going to be relegated to the Europa. And what are the odds that we can win anything really? So for me, I think we would rather surrender the Champions League. No one will be sacking Ten Hag because we didn't make it out of that group already. We've given up, and focus on finishing among the top 4, because the top 4 race is what is going to get Ten Hag sacked. Trust me. Hotspot, subscribe. My name is Webb. Let me know what you think.